Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review that's a long time in coming, and that's of this little guy right here. This is the Jotter pen in stainless steel. I've had this guy for about a year now. It's joined me on 3 different continents. It's one of my favorite pens for travel, and it's kind of, frankly, one of my favorite pens overall, but I've just never gotten around to doing the review, and so today, damn it, I'm going to fix that, and I'm going to review this little guy. First off, though, a size comparison. Right here is your conventional little Bic click stick sort of pens. You can see the Jotter is a little bit shorter than it. Here's another one of your just pens that I think I lifted this one from a Hampton Inn. Sorry, Hampton. Right here, you've got a Keras Customs. This is the Render Ink or the ink something or another. Either way, it's a Keras Customs pen. Right here is your Prometheus Alpha, which is one of my other favorite everyday carry pens, and a Pilot G2, which is a lot of people's favorite everyday carry pen. So there you go. Let's just go ahead and jump into the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly for this little pen. So on the good side, first off, this pen is a really nice balance between lightweight and insubstantial. 0.5 ounces here versus, for your conventional, 0.1 ounces. This has just enough weight that it feels like it's an instrument, that it's actually a pen, but it's not so heavy that you're really going to feel it in the shirt pocket. I love the weight on this guy. It's right in the middle there, and that's just nice. Next thing is that this guy is actually made of steel. I mean, maybe I'm just a snob, but for me, little chunks of plastic just aren't all that satisfying. Feeling the pen bending as I'm writing with it, I just don't love that feeling, whereas this guy is actually made of a substantial metal, which is nice. Next thing about it is that it's pretty unassuming. What I mean by that is that it feels very high quality, and it looks high quality, but it's not too flashy either. It's kind of neutral. Nobody's going to look at this and think, oh, God, he brought a freaking cheap pen? Although people aren't usually thinking that anyways. But at the same time, they're not going to look at it and go, oh my God, that's pretentious, in the way that they might if you bust out something that's, full polish or something along those lines. So, I really, it's kind of right in that nice intermediate state where it's a pen that people look at, go, oh, yeah, he brought a pen. And there's nothing else beyond that. Maybe I'm overestimating the amount people think about your pen, but in some situations it can be meaningful. Next thing, this is a very durable pen because it is made of metal. And if you are the tactical pen type who actually thinks about poking people with pens, well, this is a pen you could poke somebody with. I don't see that coming up for most people in their everyday lives, but at some level, I know that this is a pen that's not going to be easily destroyed, just bouncing around in my backpack or anything like that. I can't bend this pen at all, because it's a freaking chunk of steel. So I like that durability very much. The action on it is good. It's got a nice, satisfying click to it. It's reliable. You can do it as quickly as you'd like, and it's not going to misfire or anything like that. The action on it is just fine. And then it does take any Parker refill. Considering it's a Parker pen, you'd kind of hope that. At the moment, I'm using a Parker gel insert, which I very much like, but you can use any other Parker thing. You can also use a space pen with an adapter, if that's your scene. But I like this gel refill from Parker very much. It's quite nice to use. So that's the good to me, is that it takes any Parker refill. It's got a very fine action to it. It's plenty durable, so even if you're tactical, this will probably work okay. It doesn't look cheap, it doesn't look pretentious. It's made of steel, which I like, and it's actually pretty lightweight, but still feels like something in the hand. Let's talk about what's great about this pen. For me, the greatest part about this pen is that it is inexpensive. I'm not saying cheap, because it doesn't honestly feel very cheap. It feels inexpensive. And the price on this guy is $8. And considering that a lot of the pens I talk about on the channel are like, $60, $70, $80, $120, I've reviewed $250 pens. That's a lot of freaking money. This is a great, great pen, and it costs $8. Holy crap. That's nice, that's refreshing. And if you want to go to the gel refills, you spend $11 and you get 4 refills. That'll keep you writing for months and months. That's less than a 1 Mont Blanc refill for a freaking pen. This is an inexpensive pen, and that's beautiful for a bunch of reasons. It means that you just don't worry about losing it or hurting it. Somebody steals your pen, you're out $8. Most people can live with an $8 loss. It's great for travel, because again, you lose it, oh no, not a big deal. Or if the TSA takes it away, why would they take this away? Who knows? Someone steals it out of your luggage. Whatever. You're not going to be out a whole bunch of money. And, it's also a great way to check to see if you're thinking about buying an expensive pen, carry an inexpensive one for a while and see if you hold on to it. If it disappears, if it falls out of your pocket, then you may not be wanting to carry something more expensive. But if you lose this guy, you're out $8 and you learn something. So for me, that's the wonderful, incredible, great part about this, is that it's 8 freaking bucks, and yet it's still a very high quality pen. So there you go. Let's talk about the bad. So on the bad side, I guess the machining isn't great. I mean, if you look here, you can see there are variable gaps around the clip area. And, similarly, if you look at this central little, there are some areas where it's a wider gap, some areas where it's thinner. But it's 8 freaking bucks. Even as a picky bugger, I have no problem with that. So there you go. Next thing, the clip doesn't have all that much retention. And it's a little hard to rebend because you can't just take the clip off. It's like pressure fit onto here. So you have to, rebending it is a bit of a process. Then finally on the bad side, it's a little bit loud. If you just click this guy, it's loud, it's clicky, absolutely. And so that can get a little annoying in a meeting. And if you're trying not to attract attention, you can actually deploy the pen silently by doing the click with the barrel open and then rescrewing it. But you don't need to stealthily unclick a pen every so often. So there you go. So that's the bad for this guy, is it's a little bit loud. The clip doesn't have crazy retention, and the machining is not beautiful, but it's 8 freaking bucks. On the ugly front, honestly, there's nothing that ugly about this pen. I like it a lot. So there you go. Let's just jump into the final conclusion here. Final conclusion, this is a really solid gem. I mean, this is just incredible for the value, and it's a fine pen. This is the very best everyday carry pen I've found under like 60 bucks or so, particularly if you're not in love with space pens, which you can have for cheaper, but they're not great for writing. And this is a very solid component of my perfect budget EDC. I'm planning to do a video about that one of these days. But, this is an $8 pen that I've never really carried and thought to myself, I really wish I had a better pen on me right now. No, it's fine. And especially if you put that gel ink in there, which, oh no, puts it up to, $11 pen. It's even freaking better. This is just, it's so damn good. And honestly, the only reason I own and ever carry other pen options is that I'm kind of a pretentious jackass. Fountain pens are a lot of fun, absolutely, as are your higher-end pens, but practically speaking, the Jotter with the gel is all I really, really need. So, there you go. I mean, that's the conclusion. It's a gem, and it could be my only pen, but, I'm crazy, so it's not. But it could be your only pen, and I think you'd be very happy with it. So there you go. That's your Pocket Jotter. Great, great freaking pen. Pick one up, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you find this to be the right fit, get it right, for your everyday life. Bye now.